Yo, yo, yo. What's up? What's up? What's up? All right, man. Look, this is what we doing today, man. We got Reggie Wright. I don't know why I can't talk. Reggie Wright. Let me get my orange juice and Red Bull. And hold on. All right. Reggie Wright and Greg Kading fired back at Gene Deal. Why everybody mad at Gene? He just be talking while drunk, man. Let him live. But anyway, somebody working with the Vegas prosecutors. I don't know who. I don't know if it's Reggie. It's probably Greg Kading. I think he like an ex-cop. So I don't know. I think this is about the Tupac unsolved murder or the recently solved Keefe D situation. I don't really know why they going at Gene Deal when he more so at this moment talking about Diddy. But anyway, let's check it out, see what's going on. Y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let's get it.
Okay, I wanted to get both of you guys' thoughts on this because there's this theory going around YouTube right now that there is like there was a shooter on foot that walked up to the car with Tupac and Suge. I wanted to get both your thoughts on that and if you think there's any credibility there.
Okay, I can tell you where that originally, the original source of that information. And so I don't think that any of it's credible because, again, we're going to go back and say, what did the eyewitnesses say happened? However, in this another, entry in Tim Brennan's search warrant alludes to this idea of a guy getting out of a car and walking up and talking shit and then starting to fire into the car. So none of the witnesses at the scene say this. All of the witnesses say the gunfire came from within the car, an arm came out of the car, and the shooting took place. And then you look at the trajectory of the bullets, the way it all happened, it's much more consistent with the firing from another vehicle from a little bit of a distance, and things are moving, and that's why it's kind of erratic gunfire. Now, if you're walking up to the car, you're going to be able to place your rounds in a much more concentrated shot pattern. So that's one thing that just it doesn't match up to the idea of the actual ballistic evidence in the scene, the physical evidence. And then no witnesses say anything.
And it would have been up higher, meaning a lot of the glass would be shot out and not bullet holes in the door. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So that rumor started from somebody on the street. It's just.
But can't both be true? I'm sorry to cut you off, Greg. But can't both be true though? Like, couldn't somebody walk up to them talking trash and then, like, a second later, somebody started shooting? Like, as a distraction, like, as just a distraction. Let me walk up. So their guard is kind of looking over here, or they guard kind of down. They, make it more of a surprise factor on top of what's going on. Like, yo, that was weird. And next, brrr, versus, brrr. I mean, you don't really need that. But let's say they was in a car and somebody got out. Let's say it was 5 people in the car because I heard somebody say 5 people. 5 people in the car, right? They got 4. What if the 5th person got out the car, distracted them so they didn't see them setting up, and then? But I mean, I don't know. I'm just speculating and adding to the mystery of it.
Hearsay information. They tell Brennan becomes aware of this hearsay information, and he includes it in his affidavit for his search warrant. But clearly, much of what gets written is sometimes erroneous because people are just repeating rumor and speculation. And that makes its way into police reports more often than it should. But there's no evidence to support a 5th guy. However, there's a little bit of a thing that I can see why somebody might believe that. So and maybe Reggie, you can comment on this. There is witness information saying that immediately after the shooting, within the chaos of that, when Suge's trying to get out of the kill zone and all of this is unfolding in the blink of an eye, really, they say that Frank Alexander, this is what I believe by one of the cops who's up in a parking lot, and from looking from afar sees somebody on the street. And we think that maybe Frank had quickly got out of the car to think he's going to go render aid or intervene. But of course, when Suge peels out, leaving Frank standing in the street, he has to jump back in the car he's in, and they begin to follow Suge. So if anybody was out of their car, it's most likely going to be Frank.
Yeah.
But there's no evidence whatsoever to suggest that there was a shooter
Now,
that got out of the car.
The other reason that they said, because there's one.
That's close to what I was saying. Somebody got out of a car, had something happen. You know what I'm saying? Around the same time. I wasn't trying to say specifically what I was saying was exactly right, but just kind of add to it how we could have got to that point. Like it had to be something going on. Not necessarily had to be, but it sounded like something was going on to kind of allude to somebody being outside. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was saying.
Bullet hole or something like that in the front windshield on the passenger side where Tupac was, was shot from, is where they get that from, because of one bullet. Where would that one bullet on the front windshield come from?
Yeah, so that's not inconsistent at all with a drive-by shooting from a car-to-car shooting.
When you're driving away. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so Orlando's just firing wildly. Got his gun out. He's probably, in a weird position because he's laying over Dre. He's got his gun out. He's just shooting wildly. You don't care if he hits Suge. You don't care if he hits Tupac. I'm sure for him he would have, been happy to shoot them both. But the car is moving. Of course, Terrence Brown's in the back. The shooting's taking place, and he starts to peel out. So it's very consistent that Orlando Anderson would have been shooting backwards also, which he ends up doing. We know now he ends up doing when Alton and them try to chase him, and then same thing. He starts shooting,
and that's when the windshield. Yeah.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So this is all just the people on the internet.
My question is: does this matter if Keefe D said he did it? Why does this matter? Or am I missing something? Is it solved now? Or is it still unsolved? Are we moving on to Biggie? Are we just saying Diddy did? Because I thought it stemmed back to Diddy, but y'all can't really get Diddy, and that's why y'all got Keefe D. So like, is it solved or unsolved? Is my question. Because why are we still talking about that? I thought we got the guy. Oh, but he ain't go to court yet. Okay.
Attempting to figure things out.
Yeah.
But we have to go back with what was the actual evidence that we have. And then if it doesn't match the evidence that we have, then we can pretty safely discard it as a possibility.
Yeah, we got this snitch, this snitch joke, and of course Gene that's been reporting that, saying that Suge told him that. I can't wait till Suge start talking again, and we can, because I don't even believe, I just think this guy just made this up. But it's good to know, because I didn't even know what you just said about that Brennan had initially put it in his police report. And so, or at least I didn't remember. And so that's good information to know. Greg, this is one more thing that I wanted to not get on you about, ask you about. And I was talking to somebody this week, and he said, I don't know why. And so he was telling me, Greg, Greg catches a lot of flack talking about he can't come to court, because Gene was like, Greg can't come to court. Where has he been? All of this, which we know, that's just him talking. But then, and so I go and say, well, I don't know, So they using you for this particular investigation and not Greg because of him not being able to go in court and all of that. And he said, Reggie, what are you talking about? This particular person, he said, y'all don't know. He said, I don't know why Greg don't harp on this enough or talk about this enough. He got a letter. The judge wrote a letter clearing him of all of that stuff and apologizing to Greg for what he did to him in his career and stuff like that. And I just want to say, Greg, why you don't talk about that? That's the only way when people try to mess with your credibility is about that particular thing. And nobody knows out here that judge pretty much apologized to you or gave a statement to you, apologizing to you for the things that he said to you in the courtroom.
Why is he asking the questions, bro? Like, I get it. It's a different type of content. It's not bad. But like, why is Reggie Wright asking these long-winded ass questions? Like, that question was long as shit.
Or wrote in the court.
So to be honest with you, I don't pay a whole bunch of attention to these, the individuals on these other platforms that just put out a bunch of their own speculation, and they're liars. I mean, look at what R.J. Bond says. I mean, all of that is just so disprovable. But he's convinced himself it's true.
Yeah.
A judge never said that I have lied.
Yeah.
And you're never going to find paperwork that says that. I've never been asked to leave a courtroom. I sat outside that courtroom every day.
We're supposed to. That's what we all do. All witnesses does. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And not only
unless you're the investigator, but yeah.
So throughout that whole trial and other trials since then, I've testified in federal court, I've testified in superior court, and testified as a gang expert. And this stuff never comes up because they know that it's
all this testifying, all this snitching, witnessing this shit. But these two cops, so I'm a little like, I don't know, G. I don't know about this.
just theatrics from a court, from a defense attorney.
Okay.
And so, I don't pay attention to it because at the end of the day, who I am doesn't matter to this case. What matters to this case is the evidence. And the evidence is going to be what Keefe D has had to say. Is it true or is it false?
Correct.
It's Keefe D's evidence that this thing is based on. And so it's, I wasn't the only one in the room, obviously.
Correct. That's the great point right there. Yes.
And then Las Vegas themselves did a proper session with Keefe D themselves. And so he repeats everything in that proper session that they had told in us. So they could just introduce Vegas's proper session if they allow that to be admissible. And so all of this slanderous mudslinging, it's irrelevant at the end of the day.
And if you know anything about Greg, he don't like the bull. He's not like Reggie that's going to argue with you and love the BS. He just look at it as nonsense. Like, hey, it's not changing my life no way. And that's just great. And so, yeah.
Well, another thing here, Reg, and I'll just kind of leave it at this, and this is something for you to take into consideration too. Karma has played its way in this thing. We can go all the way back to, Jake Robles getting shot.
Yeah.
Now, if you follow through a chronology of events that have taken place and the people involved and what they've said and what they haven't said, all of that comes back to haunt you, in respect to Frank Alexander, but Frank lied. I understand why he lied, but he lied and he continued to lie. And so then what happens? Unfortunately, we lose Frank. And he's just one of at least a dozen examples I could give of how karma has had its way with all of these individuals who are falsely accusing people and lying in order to get their own attention and recognition. And
so you telling me right there that you don't believe that Frank Alexander was killed, huh?
No, we have eyewitness testimony from his own wife.
Exactly. I know. You know me. I gotta make a joke out of something. But yeah.
He took his own life.
Exactly.
Anyways, but again, all of these individuals that have really muddied this case up, who have provided false information, misleading information, and disinformation, it all comes back to you.
Yeah.
And so it's so important just to, talk about what you know, not about what you don't know. And when you start speculating and accusing people of things, there's going to be a price to pay for that.
Yeah. The lie that you said.
Nah, I just thought about something though. I know we're trying to wrap up these unsolved murders, the Tupac murder, the Biggie murder, and all that, right? But I kind of feel like this is the reason we get so many rapper deaths now. Am I the only person that gets surprised when they catch the person that killed a rapper? I'm so surprised. Like, damn, that happened. Like when they have court and all that, like looking at it crazy, like I can't even believe this is happening. Like, whoa, this is a real thing. So like they need to go back and actually solve these back here, these big ones, and then we can kind of change the narrative, because I swear I thought that, like, I never thought maybe they don't investigate it, but I never, like, I'm so surprised when they're like, yeah, we found out who Nipsey Hussle's killer is and all that. Like, for real? Y'all really did? Like, nah. I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird like that, but it was just something that always kind of seemed very, very strange. Like, that's not something that's going to happen. But apparently we're going back 20 years to go figure out, 20 plus years to go figure stuff out. So, like I said, that'll set the precedent moving forward. So, like, people don't just think it's just very easy for you to just get away with whatever just because they're a rapper. Like, that would never happen to a pop star. You would never have a pop star to get shot or something like that, and we don't know what happened to Katy Perry. That would never happen, bro. I'm just saying.
And Frank, talk about, are you talking about the lie that I had him tell, or are you just talking about other lies?
Well, it started out with when he says that Tupac had gotten jumped and that they tried to steal his chain there.
That's the lie that I had him tell.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I understand that because at that time he's trying to give Tupac a self-defense because Tupac's still alive at that time. Correct. There's a chance he's going to get his bond revoked. Correct. And so they're trying to come up with a way of, hey, we got to figure out a way to keep Tupac out of
They don't understand that. People talk about what they don't understand. That's what I was trying to do at the time. But yes.
Mm-hmm. But you look at, and I have nothing against Packy, but look what had, things really spiraled down for him because he began to promote misinformation. Yeah. And that came back to have its consequences. Right. And everybody else too.
And don't forget your boy. Don't forget your friend, Russell Poole.
Again, Russ. Yeah.
Even though Russ, I don't call Russ a liar. I think Russ just was misguided or got one-sided. You know how you get tunnel vision? I really don't look at Russ as a liar.
I don't either. I wouldn't say that. I think you can you fall so in love with your theory that you begin to just, you desperately try to defend it. And that's not what a good investigator ought to do. Correct. And things, and things really spiraled out of control for Russ. Yeah. And I agree with you. He's providing misinformation, which means he's providing information that's untrue, but he believes it's true.
Yes, yes.
It's not disinformation. Yes. Disinformation, obviously, is when you know it's not true and you promote it as truth. And so, but they both have their consequences. Correct. Especially when it comes to the point where you're falsely accusing people of doing things as serious as murder.
As murder.
Yeah. Correct. Falsely accusing murder.
One more time, I just got to throw it out there because every chance I get you to talk about it, because I know this is one of the big things that people like to bring up. Just tell them again how y'all proved and what y'all proved when they always say Rafael Perez was at the scene kicking shells and doing this and doing that and moving. This, if you can just recap that whole story right quick.
Again, there's no evidence to support that. It's just that it's a baseless theory. It's a disproven theory. Perez was not there. All of this was
Rafael Perez. There was a Perez apparently, but it wasn't Rafael.
Right. There's probably 50 Perez's on the LAPD.
Correct.
At least. And so this Perez that was there, his full name is known. His serial number's in the crime scene log, and he was there providing perimeter security when the 911 came out. So, nothing's hidden there. It's all for everyone to see. Wow. But
I know, it's just that the nut crack, money hungry men that's trying to do anything to that they can to benefit off of this situation, keeps throwing out this stuff, and I just like to combat it, and that's all we was doing. I know most of the people, to be honest, unfortunately, people that has their opinion one way is stuck that way, and people that has their opinion and been like, okay, I understand, it makes sense now. They have their opinion now, so we might be preaching or to the wrong.
What did Tupac say about opinions?
Yeah, we all got one.
Everybody's got a motherfucker.
Everybody got one.
The cops are quoting Tupac. Like, is this was the lead detective of the Tupac case originally? I think he's quoting Tupac. It's kind of weird, but all right.
Just like an asshole, we all got one, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Greg Kading, well, just to show that you hadn't disappeared, like somebody wants to say from YouTube. I know for a fact, I know you can't speak on it too much, but I know for a fact you've been helping out with the investigation of the Tupac murder. So any of y'all that are the investigation of him and Shug, but any of y'all that believe what Mr. J. Deal had to say over there, just to show y'all that that's just somebody with speaking out of his ass as well.
Well, that's the difference then between me and Gene. I can help, but I don't need it to be publicly. I don't need to be on a platform bragging about what I did and didn't do. I'm helping Detective Mogg to the best of my ability. I've given them all of everything that we have to offer from the LA side, and hoping to give them a successful prosecution. So,
I said that though. I said Gene just be out here just yapping. He said I can help without trying to be on all these sites and these blogs. And Gene just be yapping though. I ain't gonna lie. That's the thing. Gene be just like, yo, bro, chill. What are you doing? But it benefits the channel. But it'd be crazy, like, damn, Gene.
Anticipate this going the way that they expect, and I'll continue to support it in any way that I can. And we'll just have to all see what happens if this goes to trial.
Take that to trial.
It ain't going to trial. It will be a plea deal. Trust me.
Yeah, I think so too.
Greg, much respect, man. Over here.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys, man.
Happy holidays to you and the wife. Yes.
Okay. God bless you and your family too. Same to you, John.
Thanks, Greg. Appreciate it.
Hey guys. All right.
Oh man. All right. So we got some cool information about the whole thing. Gene Deal is not liked. That's what I just understood. Gene Deal is not liked. They kind of look at him kind of funny. He out here talking. Like I said, I come at him from the Diddy perspective a lot of times. You've been in Diddy circle. He was around him, bodyguarding him, but now you just kind of airing him out. When they talk about people that did things or saw stuff and didn't speak out, he's like number one because you're talking about it now. Where was you at during these moments? Now, I understand the paycheck and livelihood, so I don't really go too deep on that. But he is out here just being a chatty patty LaBelle, no lie. But whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? But to see his peers being like, yo, buddy's spreading false information, and nobody walk up. I don't know what he's talking about. Just straight disprove what he's talking about. Now it's two people against what you're talking about, bro. Get that out of here. It's kind of crazy, man. If I was Gene, I don't know if I would care, but knowing Gene, he gonna say something. You know what I'm saying? Knowing Gene, he gonna say something. Instead of him calling him, he should have called Gene. I feel like he should have called Gene. Let's head up, face off. I said that last time, but you know what I'm saying? He called Greg and they got Greg on the line and whatever. And he just wanted to talk about stuff that honestly was above my head. He name dropping stuff just to make it seem like he's credible. But I don't know what you know what I mean? Like, all right, did he do it or not? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about? But either way, man, y'all, those are my opinions. Put y'all's in the comments below. We back with another one. Man. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We out.